Good morning, everybody. This is Jake from Jake's Sports Takes. How's everybody doing? A little bit cool today. On this one, we're gonna discuss some big brawls that happened at joint training camp of the Cowboys and Saints. Got some NFL injury news. Got a big blowout that had one of the biggest blowouts that happened in Major League Baseball history last night. Got some other news we'll get to. Anyway, first of all, we got in NFL news. Yesterday we had some big incidents that happened in a joint practice between Cowboys and Saints. There were apparently 10 fights that broke out with them, and they decided, Kellen Moore and Brian Schottenheimer decided to call off the practice about a couple hours early because of all the fights. You know what? I think Roger Goodell needs to chip in. I understand you don't want to suspend somebody, but the thing is, that's out of control. You can't be brawling with each other. This isn't an NFL game. This isn't, a major game. This is just, a person. This is just, it's practice. You're not playing anything meaningful. Please, for the love of God, Goodell, step in and stop this before it gets out of control. It's ridiculous. You cannot have this. This is unacceptable. I'm hoping he steps in, but I don't know. I mean, punches were being thrown. Suspensions probably need to be handed down to somebody who, if this especially was physical. I understand you're trying to get used to the game, but this is unacceptable behavior in a joint practice. But anyway, so we do have some other breaking news. Keenan Allen has been signed to a one-year contract with the Indianapolis Colts. That was broke yesterday. And also Najee Harris was signed signed to a year contract with the Giants. So some good moves, kind of some insurance moves. I mean, Indianapolis, I believe, is probably at best a third place team in the AFC South. It should be Houston and Jacksonville battling for the division, and maybe a wild card, probably battling for a wild card, one of the two. It was a good insurance move for Indy to get somebody behind Downs. I still don't think Indianapolis is a team that can win the division at this point. I still am not. I've always been critical of Daniel Jones. He had a good first 8 games, and then the Achilles. He's injury prone. I just don't believe that the Colts are a team that can contend right now. But it was a good insurance move. As for the Giants, I agree with this as well. I don't know. I think Tyrone Tracy can be a good running back. But the thing is, they're going to start Scatterboo. And Scatterboo's so big, he's going to take so many pops. But he also tries to go so far downhill and try to bang him, use his size to bang everybody around. He's going to get himself hurt. He already did last year. We'll see what happens this year. Maybe he's going to improve that and stop trying to bang him, blow everybody up like a freaking like a bomb. But those were very, very good moves on their part. Anyway, two big injury pieces, a couple injury piece notes. Jordan Tyson, the phenomenal rookie receiver from Arizona State, drafted by the Saints to give a slot receiver to offset Keenan Allen, or to offset Chris Olave, is going to be out 2 to 3 months with a strained hamstring. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt New Orleans pretty bad. It sucks. I think that was a smart pick. I think it was a good pick. Take some pressure off of him. I think it was a very smart pick. It's unfortunate because this kid's got some talent. He's going to be a good receiver. And with that team being so young, and especially some of their star players being so inexperienced, not Kamara, not Etienne, but like, not Olave, but, having that extra, piece to that puzzle, that could, with that division being that soft, that could be very, very big. Also found out that Breece Hall's going to miss 2 to 3 months, or 2 to 3 week, couple weeks with an injury, with a bruised knee, I believe it was. He could miss some games. Jeremiah Love, the running back out of Notre Dame, drafted by the Cardinals, number 4 overall. He's gonna miss the rest of the preseason with a knee injury. I didn't really think he'd play all that much in the preseason. Maybe a few, like a series or two in each preseason game to get his footing. But now he's injured. I mean, you knew he wasn't going to play that much. What is Arizona now going to do? They got Tyler Algier from Atlanta under a year contract. Connor's got a foot injury. Troy Benson hasn't played or practiced at all. Arizona's in trouble. They got to get something figured out very, very quick, because Arizona's in trouble with that running back. You've got Jacoby Brissett, who's a good quarterback. The offensive line is shaky at times. Receiving core is that, I mean, they've got pieces for the receiving, but he can't throw 40 times a game. At his age, he's not a guy who can throw 40 times a game and throw you for 350 yards. So anyway, we got a little bit of an update on Kental Marte for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was supposedly sent back to Arizona to get his knee checked out for some sort of injury. Not sure if I believe it. For his sake, I hope so, and he's not pulling some stunt on Arizona because he wants to be traded. I hope he is not hurt, period, but I hope he's not pulling some stunt on Arizona just to try to get out of there, because Arizona's in the wild card hunt in the National League, so hopefully he's not, but we'll see what happens, and we'll get some updates. Another Major League Baseball news. Last night, the Seattle Mariners were shut out, I believe, by Milwaukee, 22-0. I mean, wow. That'll get me to a piece on my trivia question later. That was the biggest shutout in the history of Major League Baseball. So, let's see can Seattle get back into this wild card? I mean, not the way they're looking. That's embarrassing. As for the Little League World Series begins today. There's I believe 4 or 5 games on today. I believe the team from Davenport starts tomorrow. Before I do my Stump the Snake trivia question of the day, I want to shout out the Davenport, Iowa Northwest Little League team. Congratulations on getting to Williamsport. I hope you can advance to at least a couple rounds, maybe even get to the final. I want to shout you guys out. Congratulations, guys. Good luck in Williamsport. I hope you do good. Now for my Stump the Snake trivia question of the day. I just mentioned that they were 22 to nothing was one of the biggest shutouts in the history of Major League Baseball. What year? When was the last time somebody beat a team that badly? What year was it, and what was the score, and who were the teams? So it's a kind of a three-way question. If you can answer that, I actually do know the answer. I read it last night while I was listening to it. If you know that answer, please drop it down on my pages. Follow me on Instagram at Duke Nats Texans Fan 11. On Instagram at Jake's Sports Takes on YouTube. Everybody have a safe day. Looks like it's gonna rain. Enjoy your rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great day. I love you guys. Peace out, my nerds. And as we do it on Jake's Sports Takes, hugs and hand pounds, everybody. Love you guys.